Hey guys, you will never guess where we are today, but you all know this car. So stay tuned, remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to hit that bell. And we're gonna go and see not just this, but we've got Eleanor's with us. We've got the Batmobile with us. We've got Fast and Furious with us. We got everybody today. So if you like movie cars, you will never guess where we are. Let me just tell you, we're in Tennessee. And this is the home of the General Lee. This is actually one of the original 17 General Lees that's left on the planet. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. All right, so we got here, we're in Gatlinburg, and we're heading down here to this car museum. And so I hope it was worth it. We'll figure it out in a minute. Looks like there's a big winter fest this weekend, because you got the Gatlinburg Convention Center Church of Christ Winterfest. So there's a ton of people right next to the Hollywood Star Car Museum. If you want to see any of the behind the scenes stuff, we are starting a membership on the channel to help defray the cost of gasoline. Honestly, that's what it is, because when we started this channel, gas was half what it is right now. So we're gonna head over here.
Hurry up!
All right, guys. So
Yeah, you're right on the church complex.
Is that one that's coming in it's called the Crave? That's number one. And then the
all right, guys, so like I said, we're here at the Hollywood Star Cars Movie and TV Cars Museum. We're gonna go inside. From what I understand, they have a General Lee here. They've got some James Bond movies or cars here. There's a whole bunch of movie cars here. I don't know, we haven't been here, but we just drove 1,000 miles, so we'll see what's in here. If you like this kind of thing, remember, please subscribe. Subscribing helps me. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers within the next 10 days. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. And remember, we're also going to be on the Hot Rod Power Tour this year. So if you are on Hot Rod Power Tour, let us know. Come see us. So we're going to go inside, check this out, and come on along. All right, guys. So we are entering in the Hollywood Car Museum right here in Gatlinburg. All right. So first thing is, we've got the Lincoln Futura that was built in '55 in Ghia, Italy. This is what they used to make the Batmobile. This is the George Barris Batmobile. Now, every time we put up a Batmobile that we find in some museum somewhere, somebody's like, hey, George Barris didn't build it. Barris built this one. This is a George Barris built custom Batmobile right here. So, if we look at this Batmobile versus some of the other ones, tailpipes are a little bit different. Interior on this one is all closed up. If you look at the one that is down in Venice, Florida, they have all the instrumentation done. This is a movie car. This may have been just one of the driving cars, because this actually has a steering wheel. It has some props in it. This is the Joker's Wild script is right there. So this is one of the vehicles, but I would say this may have been one of the driving vehicles. And the reason I say that is there's not a lot of detail that would not be open to the camera. They also have some of the stuff that was from the Batcave right here. We've got a Fast and Furious Eleanor. Now, the funny thing is, Eleanors, now you can't say you have an Eleanor. You guys, I mean, a lot of you probably know this, but the lady who owns Eleanor, who owns the copyright, her husband wrote Gone in 60 Seconds, but he didn't write the Gone in 60 Seconds that this car was in. The Gone in 60 Seconds that he wrote had a 73 Mach 1 in it. The Nicolas Cage was actually a remake of Gone in 60 Seconds, and that's what this Eleanor is. So a lot of companies started making these Eleanors, but she owns the rights to them because her husband wrote the original Gone in 60 Seconds, so she won't allow people to make Eleanor cars anymore, so you have to call them something different. All right, we've got one of the General Lees here. Now, Bubba Wallace actually has the #1, or not Bubba Wallace, Bubba Watson from the PGA Tour has the #1 General Lee by serial number. But a lot of people don't realize that some of the body moldings, like here, this body molding doesn't appear. That body molding doesn't appear on a lot of the General Lees because they had to fix them. There was so much Bondo that this body molding right here would disappear in a lot of the stunt cars. Also, all General Lees were tan. Some had, and this according to John Schneider, some had a full cage, some had no cage. Also, the back is not black. So if you have a General Lee, that has to be orange like that. They are not black. The original in the movie, if you talk to John Schneider, the flags that's painted on here, the white part of the flag when they were making the TV show was actually just tape. It was medical tape that they used for the white because it was a lot easier to put on, because you got to imagine they had 29 to 30 cars available every episode. And so when they did that, they didn't have stickers. This was back in the 70s. So what they did was they just used medical tape, and they would just paint the blue and put star stickers on. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize about it. They also did use both 68s and 69s in the show. Oh, one other thing. There was a little thing in the glass. I cannot remember what it is, but it was only in one episode, and that was it. Now this does have the tan interior. If you can see in there, it has a tan interior. This has a B&M shifter. I'm not sure how many cars had B&M shifters. This is one of the 17 originally used for the TV series, and like I said, they must have painted this one because when they made the series, they just used white medical tape, according to John Schneider. All right, what do we got here? This is one of the Fast and Furious cars as well.
Oh, that's the best one.
This is the Ice Charger car. If you remember, this one went over I think when they were chasing the submarine in that particular Fast and Furious, they were chasing a submarine, and this was the one that was on the ice when the nuclear submarine, I believe, comes up. So this is Mike Tyson's Lamborghini Diablo. Now, Mike Tyson used to buy a ton of cars. He also bought homes and everything else. He went through $100 million very quickly. I saw in an interview when he was talking about, he would just buy these cars and then just park them and then buy another one instead of giving gas. He also gave a lot away. He might be driving in a Lamborghini, he might be driving a Ferrari or a Mercedes. He would just hand it to somebody and give them the keys at the time. The famous V12. All right, guys, so this is just the part that's open to the front. So this is open to the main drag in Gatlinburg. And I mean, you can see they got everything here. They even have a Flintstones mobile from the Flintstones movie here. This whole museum is about cars that appeared in movies. So we've got that. We have the Harley Davidson Fat Boy from Terminator 2 right here. This is the actual motorcycle from Terminator 2. Terminator. And it was a Harley Davidson Fat Boy. And we are going to continue upstairs. All right, this is Dragula. Now, funny thing is, this Dragula car, this is not the real engine here. Dragula, also Rob Zombie made a really cool song about it called Dragula. But one of the cast members, he has brought this 15 years ago. He brought it down to a South Florida car show, which was at an Indian casino. So I saw some stuff there. So they got a really nice George Barris display here. Front of Christine over there. Really nice booth.
So we have to figure out a way of making it movable.
So George Barris, who actually a friend of mine named Kim, she worked with as one of his assistants back in the 90s. Oh, sorry, back in the 90s. So this is the James Dean 550 that looked, it was a recreation for the movie about James Dean's death. The car that James Dean actually had was completely destroyed when it hit a truck. In fact, there's a picture of it right there. So there's his car. He got killed in there. See the pieces of it. If you're looking over here, you can see where it just got destroyed, killed him. But this one was made for the film Race with Destiny, which was the video about James Dean's life. Then we have Bumblebee here. So if anybody remembers the Jeep from Bumblebee, the movie, which is like one of the Transformers films. So this is the old Jeep that was used in the movie for Transformers, but it wasn't Transformers, it was actually Bumblebee. And then here is the Transformers Bumblebee that was in the first movie when he was a Volkswagen. So that's really cool that they have it here. And then he became this. Remember, they turned him into this. So that's his. Now, this is the original Z3, and I want to say I was in college when this came out. So this was the Golden Eye Roadster for James Bond. This was, I want to say, what, 93? Hold on, Z3. I want to say it came out in, no, it wouldn't have been 93. It would have been 91 or 92. Anyway, it was one of the early years of Bond. But by the way, if you want some James Bond stuff, since I have some stuff that I'm sending, Sean Connery stuff and all, to auction, to Julian's auction. If you look at a video, you'll see some of the stuff I had from working on a movie that he was in back in 1993. We're auctioning off. So that's GoldenEye. Here's the Ghost Rider motorcycle with Nicolas Cage right here. This is a sweet bike. No, they didn't burn it up, but this is a very, very sweet bike right here. All right, now here, this is the 77 Pontiac Trans Am. Now, I know where one of the cars that is completely destroyed is left. One's in Lehigh Acres, Florida, that is a private owner. This one is not Burt Reynolds' personal car. We know that one is in the National Parts Depot warehouse. We filmed the Burt Reynolds owned Trans Am in NPD a couple of months ago. So if you go watch the personal collections of National Part Depot, you will see the actual Burt Reynolds owned car. This is one of the movie cars. Hey, how you doing? So this is one of the movie cars. Remember when Burt Reynolds was he was supposed to get one of the movie cars, and then when the Pontiac CEO changed CEOs at the end of the movie, they never gave him a car. So the car that we saw down in Ocala in the NPD private collection, it was Burt Reynolds' car that he gave to NPD when he died. But this is one that was driven, so this was actually in the movie. And then we have this car, which is Beverly Hillbillies. I don't know if you guys are young enough to know Beverly Hillbillies, but if you grew up. This car here is one of two. If you go to North Carolina, if you look at, we went to one of the museums that, man, where in North Carolina? I can't think of it. But you'll see we have a video up in North Carolina of a very small museum, and it has Don Knotts was there and everything else inside it, and they have a car that was one of the Andy Griffith cars. This is a 61 Ford Galaxy Squad car, also from the Andy Griffith show, right here. And let's see what we got here. And which is this? Not sure. Oh, Mayberry W. Oh, this is the, okay. This was the motorcycle that Don Knotts' character, he got, and then he upset everybody the whole time that they were there. And then they decided to donate it. In the video, they donated it to the Mayberry Military Museum because everybody was tired of Don Knotts riding it. I remember seeing that episode. So that's this motorcycle right here.
Oh, that was just a surprise for you. The balloon. That's a surprise coffee.
All right, guys. So the movie Storm Chaser, or the movie Twister. Okay, so the movie Twister came out with Helen Hunt back in 1996. This is the 82 Jeep pickup truck, and they got some sound effects and all going on. But this is the truck that they used in the movie Twister. Now, funny thing is, most people don't realize these are extremely rare now in this condition, and even regardless of whether they're in a movie, they're really rare. But they got some lightning effects and all. So this was Helen Hunt's character's Storm Chaser right there. All right, this Jeep, this is an authentic Jeep from the TV series MASH. And it says it also was used in the movie The Dirty Dozen, which makes sense because they would be using all the same equipment. They didn't buy equipment for every movie. They didn't buy equipment. They either rented equipment or they owned it, and it was just owned by a studio. So this one looks like it was from the November 15th, 78 episode right there. So, and then of course they have a BJ Honeycutt, a Corporal Klinger, or I'm sorry, Radar O'Reilly, and an Allen Auto figure there. So this is the 20th Century Fox vehicle from the movie Logan right here. This is from Logan. It's metal. It's got the undercoating spray all over it. Some Simpson for the stunt guys. Simpson racing seats with some harnesses in there, 4-point harness, jack and such, and of course one of the Ghostbusters vehicles. Now this, if this is the one, they redid this on the one of the companies that does movie cars redid this one, then invited Dan Aykroyd to come in and drive it around a couple years ago. I'm wondering if this is the one that they did, because there was a couple of these, but one of the originals, and it may have been this one, Dan Aykroyd actually went and took cruising through California once they rebuilt the whole thing. Let's see, we have Sir Paul McCartney 2006 single edition Cadillac CTS. Okay, that's a little different. So let's see, Paul McCartney, there's the title. This is a single edition 2006 Cadillac CTS. It was specially built for Sir Paul McCartney, and this was his car. Nice. So I don't know why it was built for him, but okay. And then here is one of the cars from the DeLorean Time Machine from Universal. Now, I don't know if this is the one that they had, because they had one there and they had to completely redo it. Most people don't understand that a real DeLorean couldn't even hit 88 miles an hour. So they actually had to boost a real DeLorean in order for it to make 88 for the movie. All right, this is one of the cars from the Tom Cruise movie Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder was supposed to be the Top Gun for auto racing, and it's actually a favorite of a lot of NASCAR. If you watch like Dale Jr. and everybody, it's a big favorite of theirs, even though it's kind of a joke. So now here's Ford versus Ferrari cars that were made for the movie with Matt Damon, and these are not real. They were redone for, they're built on a separate chassis. They were basically grafted onto a separate chassis so they could use them, because a real one of these is priceless. They actually, for one day, they actually brought one of the real ones on set, according to Matt Damon, and nobody was allowed to touch it, breathe on it, look at it, whatever. I saw in an interview when he was talking about that, but still, I mean, it's a GT, Ford GT looking car, even if it's not a real one. And if you look at the fit and stuff from the doors and everything, obviously it wasn't a real one, but still, you know what? This would be super fun to have. Either one of these would be fun to have. All right, I think, is this the one from Vegas or from Casino? No, this is Dolly Parton's. Okay, this is Dolly Parton's personal silver Cadillac. There you go. So this is Dolly Parton's personal Cadillac right there. This here is a 1955 Thunderbird driven by Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys, and this is pretty correct. It is got various signatures on the hood, and this is period correct for Dennis Wilson, and this would have been his 55 T-Bird. Funny, you would have thought that maybe they would have had a 409 since that was one of the hits, but nope, it's a T-Bird. They made a lot of Herbie the Love Bug movies back in the day. This is one of the originals owned by the studio. There were some movies, and you can see Disney Productions owned this particular vehicle. So this was one of So this is one of the originals. As you can see over there, there's the blow up of the Disney registration for Disney in Burbank, California. 1967 Volkswagen Beetle for Herbie the Love Bug. Now this here is Elvis's. This is an Elvis real car. This is Elvis's actual 75 Lincoln Continental. Now, yes, he gave a lot of cars away, so did he drive it? We don't know. But this was his car. It's pictured right there at Graceland, right there. And so this one is here. Along with his other memorabilia here. All right, guys, for those of you who are my age, maybe some of the young people may not know who Bob Hope is. You should, but they may not. And this is Bob Hope's 53 Buick Skylark. Sweet car. This was his personal car. He played a lot of golf. If you don't know who he is, you should look him up. But this is his personal car right here, which is crazy. And then here is Michael Jackson's personal Mercedes-Benz with tinted windows and everything. This is Michael Jackson's tinted windowed Mercedes-Benz. Fast and the Furious, another Fast and the Furious car right here. So this Fast and the Furious is the Corvette that was used. With all the interior enhancements for the movie. And then here's Fast and Furious 7's Bentley. I think it's a Bentley. Let me make sure. Is it a Bentley? I believe so. No, I'm sorry. Austin Martin? Yeah, I'm sorry. Furious 7, Fast Furious DB9 Austin Martin. Why do I think it's a Bentley? My brain fried. But this is the Austin Martin used in Fast and Furious 7. There's a Bentley. Some more Fast and Furious collection cars. Here's Charger, BDS. A lot of these cars were painted in Cape Coral, Florida and shipped over to Miami for the scene.
But if you want, you get her too.
And here's another one of the Batmobiles. So we've seen, what, 4 Batmobiles in 4 different museums in the last 6 months. Here's some props from it. So as you guys can see, they have it laid out really nice. It's like driving on a road to see all these movie vehicles. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you like this kind of thing, which I'm pretty sure you guys do, because every time we do one of these Hollywood movie car things, a lot of you watch. But if you like this kind of thing, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Click the bell if you want to see when more of these are going to be put up. And let's take a walk back so you can see everything that was up here. They have some really good sound effects, really nice display. And the nice thing with this museum is, I mean, there's some car museums that have movie cars, and then there's some movie car museums that mix a bunch in, but this actually is just the movie cars. That's all that's in here is TV and movie cars. So it's a really cool museum in that respect. So we're gonna head back down. As I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are ever in Tennessee near Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, you're only 15-20 minutes away, and you can park. We found parking real close to here. There's restaurants and everything outside, but I will tell you, this is probably one of the better well-designed museums that we've been in, and of course you can't go wrong with what they have. So thank you guys, thanks for watching. Please put your comments in. If you want to get in touch with the museum, they have a website.
Yeah.
What's your website?
StarCarsTN.com.
StarCars
TN.
TN. So if you guys want to see more about this, go to StarCarsTN.com. And they are open. You guys are open every day.
Every day except Christmas.
Every day except Christmas, 9 to 9. I found parking almost right across the street in the middle of a Saturday holiday weekend. So come in. It's great. It's a perfect value. You can take pictures with everything. There's a lot of really cool cars here that I've never seen anywhere else. Out of 300 videos we've done, we still haven't seen those. So nice people, great place. Get something to eat and just enjoy. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.